I didn't do it. No, 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 no.
They said I walked into his office, pulled the trigger, and left like nothing happened. The problem? I don't remember any of it, but the evidence says I did it. And in this town, evidence is all that matters. I knew something was wrong the moment I saw my own face on the diner TV. It wasn't just that it was me, it was the way they were saying my name. Local school counselor Elena Cross is now the prime suspect in the murder of businessman Daniel Hargrove. The coffee slipped from my hand and shattered across the tile floor. Every head in the diner turned toward me. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. Everyone already believed it. I've lived in Ridgway Falls my entire life. Small town, quiet, predictable. The kind of place where people wave even if they don't like you. I was the safe one, the dependable one. I helped kids with anxiety, sat through parent breakdowns, wrote recommendation letters. I didn't kill people. But according to the news, and apparently the entire town, I had. Miss Cross? Deputy Nolan stood in the doorway, one hand resting on his belt like he was already expecting trouble. We'd gone to high school together. He used to copy my homework. Now he looked at me like a stranger. I'm gonna need you to come with me. At the station, everything felt rehearsed, like they already knew how this was going to end. Daniel Hargrove, Sheriff Tully said, sliding a photo across the table. You recognize him? Of course I did. Everyone did. He owned half the properties in town. Loud, smug, always smiling like he knew something you didn't. He was found dead last night, Tully continued. Shot once, close range. My stomach tightened. Okay, and? And, he said slowly, we have you on camera entering his office building at 9:12 p.m. I blinked. That's not possible. He didn't react. Security footage, Nolan added quietly. Clear as day. That's wrong, I said. I was home. Alone? Tully asked. And there it was, the first crack. Yes. He leaned back. Convenient. They let me go. Not because they believed me, because they didn't need to hold me yet. The town would do the rest. By the time I got home, my phone had exploded. Missed calls, messages, news alerts. My face was everywhere. Someone had already posted an old yearbook photo beside the headline, Trusted Counselor or Calculated Killer. I sat on my couch, staring at it, trying to breathe. This didn't make sense. I hadn't gone anywhere last night, had I? I replayed it in my head. Dinner, emails, a glass of wine, bed. Normal. So why did it feel like something was missing? I didn't sleep. At 2:17 a.m., I sat straight up in bed. There was a gap, a blank space in my memory. About an hour, maybe more. Cold dread crept up my spine. No. No, no, no. The next morning, I went to the one person who might actually listen. Mara Levin, local journalist, sharp, persistent, and more importantly, not a fan of the sheriff's office. She let me in without a word, already holding her recorder. Tell me everything, she said. So I did. The footage, the missing time, the way everyone seemed too sure. Mara didn't interrupt once. When she finished, she leaned back, studying me. You think you're being set up? I know I am. She tapped her pen against the table. Then we need to prove two things. One, you didn't do it. Two, someone wanted it to look like you did. Great, I said. Where do we start? She smiled slightly. With your missing hour. We pulled security footage from the street outside my house. Mara had contacts. And sure enough, at 8:47 p.m., my front door opened. I stepped out. My body went cold watching it. I don't remember this, I whispered. You look off, Mara said. She was right. My movements were too smooth, too precise, like I was following a script. We fast-forwarded. At 10:03 p.m., I came back. Same expression, same strange, controlled walk. What the hell? I breathed. Mara paused the video. Either you're lying, she said carefully, or someone made you forget. Drugged was the word neither of us wanted to say, but it hung there anyway. Daniel Hargrove, Mara said, flipping through her notes. He had enemies, a lot of them. Join the club. But why you? Mara asked. Why frame a school counselor? That's when it hit me. Not who I was, what I had access to. Kids, families, secrets. Someone wants a clean suspect, I said slowly. Someone no one would question once they saw the evidence. Mara's eyes sharpened. Or someone who already knew you. We broke into Hargrove's office that night. Yes, broke in. At that point, I figured my legal record was already ruined. Why not add trespassing? Inside, everything was too neat. No struggle, no chaos. Just a dark stain on the carpet where he died. Mara moved toward his desk. Help me check drawers. I hesitated near the window. Something about this room felt wrong, familiar, like I've been here. My chest tightened. No, I whispered. Mara looked up. What? I've stood here before. The memory hit me at once. A flash, bright lights, Hargrove smiling. Relax, Elena, it'll just be a quick conversation. A drink in my hand, bitter. Then, nothing. I staggered back. He drugged me, I said. Mara froze. What? He invited me here, I said, my voice shaking. Said he wanted advice about his niece. And you came alone? I nodded. An idiot, I muttered. Not an idiot, Mara said quietly, trusting. I let out a hollow laugh. Same difference. We found it in the bottom drawer, a flash drive, hidden under a false panel. Mara plugged it into her laptop. Files, dozens of them. Videos. My blood ran cold as one began to play. Hargrove, with different women, unaware, drugged. My stomach turned. He was blackmailing people, Mara whispered. Or worse, I said. Then another video loaded. This one, me. I couldn't breathe. It was from last night. I was sitting in that same chair, eyes unfocused, Hargrove standing over me. You're going to help me, he said calmly, and you're not going to remember a thing. My hands started shaking. This is insane, I whispered. The video continued. He handed me a gun, placed it in my hand, positioned me like a prop. Then a loud crack. The screen cut to black. No, I whispered. No, no, no. Mara stared at me horrified. He made it look like you pulled the trigger. But I didn't, I said desperately. I wouldn't. But I know, she said quickly. Look. She rewound the footage, frame by frame. And there, a second figure, barely visible in the reflection of the glass cabinet, standing behind Hargrove, holding something. The real killer. We enhanced the image as best we could, and when the face finally came into focus, I felt the world tilt. Deputy Nolan. Your friend, Mara said quietly. Not anymore, I replied. It made sense, too much sense. He'd been there at the diner, too quick, too ready. He wasn't investigating, he was controlling the narrative. We didn't have much time. If Nolan realized we had the drive, we'd disappear next. Mara published everything, every file, every frame. It exploded overnight. The town turned faster than I thought possible. By morning, Nolan was in custody. By afternoon, the full story came out. Hargrove had been running his operation for years. Nolan wasn't just covering for him, he was part of it. And when things started unraveling, they needed a scapegoat. Someone clean, someone believable, someone like me. The charges against me were dropped, publicly, loudly, apologetically, but the damage didn't disappear that easily. People still looked at me differently, not like a killer, not like the same person either. Sometimes I think about that missing hour, about how easily my life was rewritten, how quickly truth became something flexible. And the worst part? If Mara didn't believe me, I'd be in prison right now for a crime I don't even remember being framed for. I still live in Ridgeway Falls, still work at the school, still smile at people who aren't sure how to smile back. But now I know something I didn't before. In a small town, you don't need to be guilty. You just need to be convincing. And someone somewhere is always ready to make you look exactly like that.